Hi, I'm Jim Worden. I'm sure it's obvious to most of us that we are living in a time of great world disruption, which often translates into stress. So if you're having stress in your life, how are you dealing with it? There's a $50 word that one can use to describe the cause of stress. It's the word vicissitude, which means successive or changing phases of conditions, as of life or fortune, ups and downs. Whether it be relationships with others, our job, finances, or politics, we are not immune to the stresses caused by them. So what do we do with that stress? We can endure and wait for it to change, try to remove ourselves from the situation, or negotiate with those who are causing the stress, if it's possible. However, in many cases, none of those things may work. I remember a time when I was caught in a hurricane vacationing at the shore. This was years ago when there were no accurate warning systems like we have today. The storm was supposed to go out to sea, but instead it came up the coast. We saw black clouds coming over the water when the wind suddenly hit with severe force. At the height of the storm, the wind blew so strongly that it actually flattened the waves out. After a time, the wind suddenly stopped as fast as it had started. The sun came out, and there was a beautiful, cloudless sky with complete stillness in the air. We all rejoiced, assuming the storm was over. For over half an hour, it was beautifully peaceful until we again saw dark, forbidding clouds approaching us over the water. We experienced the wind just as we had before, until after a time, it finally subsided. Then the storm was over. But what about the cloudless sky and still air? It was the eye of the storm, which was 50 miles wide. You see, every hurricane has an eye where there is no wind and complete stillness, even though the storm rages all around it. May I say that, like every storm in your life, there's a place of stillness or peace, which often we cannot see because of clouds and disruptions of life, but it's indeed there. So a solution I have found that works for me when my life seems in turmoil is to seek that area of peace by thanking God and believing that it's there. There's a scripture in the book of John, chapter 14, verse 27, where Jesus says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, not as the world gives do I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid." So with the words of my mouth, I begin to thank Him for the peace that He gives me, and then I speak to my heart that is not to be troubled or afraid. I will say this over and over again until peace begins to appear in my heart. It's absolutely amazing as it happens. The issues may still be there, but suddenly the stress, anxiety, or fear dissipates, even though the circumstances may not have changed. I can't explain it. All I know is that it's a promise that God has given to me through Jesus Christ. So I commend it to you. There is power in the promises of God to change not only our perspective of negative things, but to cause them to dissipate or actually disappear. Try it. You have nothing to lose but to have peace in your heart as you experience the vicissitudes of life. If this message has been helpful to you, may I suggest that you check on the link above, which will take you to a place where you can download other promises of God that will help you as they have helped me. And look for another video that shares thoughts for the day from a life in the past. God bless.